Okay, so now let's come to 7 to 13. Kr, sr, bhr, vr, stu, dru, sru, shruvo, liti. The vritti of this sutram says, Kradibhya eva lita innasyad anyasmad anitopi syat. So Kradibhya eva litah it nasyat anyasmat anitah api syat. Which means this is a niyama sutram. It's a restrictive rule. It restricts the in nishedha, the prohibition of it. In the case of a lit pratyaha, so lit pratyaha is prohibited from taking the idagama only when following. That's the key is only. Only when following one of these verbal roots, which is kr, sr, bhr, vr, stu, dru, sru or shru. So they are listed here. Kr is dikrinkarane as well as kri himsayam. So it's from the dikrinkarane from the tanadiganaha or the kri himsayam from the swadiganaha. Then srigata from the bhadiganaha. Then bhri bharane from the bhadiganaha. Also dubhri dharanaposhanayoho from the juhotyadikanaha. Then vru, which is vri varane from the swadiganaha. Vring sambhaktau from the kriyadiganaha. Then stu, which is shtui stutau from the adadiganaha. Then duru gatau from the bhadiganaha. Sru gatau from the bhadiganaha. And shru shravane from the bhadiganaha. So only when following one of these verbal roots, the elit pratyaya is prohibited from taking the augment it. But when following any other verbal root, even though the id augment, the idagamaha may be prohibited by some other rule, it doesn't matter. If we have a lit pratyaya, we have to come to this specific rule 7 to 13, which puts the niyamaha, which puts the restriction that a lit affix can be prohibited from taking the idagamaha only if it follows one of these verbal roots in 7 to 13. Following any other verbal root, even if it may be unit, even if it may normally prohibit the idagama, it doesn't matter. If the affix is a lit pratyaya, then for following any other verbal root not listed here, the lit affix cannot be prohibited from taking the idagama. So basically, a lit affix does take the idagama when following any other verbal root except these. But never forget the basic condition should be valadi pratyaya. That condition always holds, that it has to be a val adi pratyaya. So this sutram, the meaning of this sutram becomes a lit affix shall be prohibited from taking the augment it by 7 which would normally come by 7 to 35 ardhadhatukasya valadehe only when preceded by one of the following verbal roots which we just listed. When following any other verbal root, even if it is unit, lit affix shall take the augment it. So what did we have? We have situation ja gam vas. Now that vas is being prohibited from taking idagama by 7 to 8 ned vashikriti. But this kwasu came in place of lit. So now 7 to 13 has the upper hand, and it says that no matter what, as long as we have a lit affix, and this vas is a lit affix by sthanivat bhava, it came in place of lit. So therefore the id augment cannot be prohibited because it doesn't follow one of these verbal roots. The verbal root right now is gamlir gatau. It is not in the list of 7 to 13. So now 7 to 13 comes back and reinstates the augment it. But now comes even a more specific sutram, which is 7 to 67, which blocks the augment it. And that sutram, why is it more specific? Because it's specific for this kwasu pratyaya. See, kwasu is an adesha for lit. So yes, lit is specific, but even more specific is this adesha of kwasu itself, which comes in place of lit, because lit is a broader umbrella. Lit can take tip, ji, etc. It can take other substitution also. But kwasu is only one possibility of substituting lit, and that has a specific sutram for it, and that is 7 to 67, which says vasve kajad ghasam. So that will be the next sutram which we study now. That sutram comes and blocks the idagama. 7 to 67, vasve kajad ghasam.